The air crackled with raw energy. Dust and smoke choked the battlefield. Grotesque figures, twisted by the horrors of war, clashed in a macabre ballet of death. The ground, littered with the bodies of friend and foe alike, groaned under the weight of unimaginable carnage. At the eye of the storm stood Dohyuk, his chest heaving, his face streaked with sweat and grime. He was battered, bruised, and bleeding, but his spirit remained unbroken. The recent shockwave, unleashed by a force beyond human comprehension, had nearly shattered him. Yet here he stood, defiant and resolute. Dohyuk shook his head, trying to clear the ringing in his ears. His vision swam as he struggled to focus on the carnage unfolding around him. Through the haze, he saw his comrades battling valiantly against overwhelming odds. Their courage fueled his resolve.
I will not fall here, not today.
The ground trembled beneath his feet. A guttural roar, laced with pain and fury, echoed across the ravaged landscape. It was Bill. Dohyuk's heart sank as he turned to face the source of the agonizing cry. Dohyuk's breath caught in his throat. Bill, his loyal companion, his friend, lay sprawled on the ground. His body, once a testament to strength and resilience, was now a mangled wreck. Bones protruded at unnatural angles, and his armor, once impervious, lay in shattered fragments around him.
I had sworn to protect them. I had vowed to lead them to safety.
And yet, here they were, on the brink of annihilation. The weight of his responsibility pressed down on him with crushing force. But Dohyuk would not succumb to despair. He was the leader, the beacon of hope in this maelstrom of destruction. He would honor their sacrifice. He would see this battle through to the very end, no matter the cost.
I will see this through.
Pushing himself to his feet, ignoring the throbbing pain that radiated through his body, Dohyuk raised his weapon. His eyes, reflecting the fiery inferno raging around them, locked onto a single point in the distance. There, amidst the swirling chaos, stood the architect of this nightmare. Mayhab, the god of steel. He stood as a monument to destruction, his towering form radiating an aura of power that chilled Dohyuk to the bone. His eyes, cold and merciless, seemed to pierce through Dohyuk, stripping him bare, exposing his every fear and vulnerability. Mayhab was unlike any enemy Dohyuk had ever faced. He was a force of nature, an unstoppable juggernaut of destruction. His very presence seemed to warp the fabric of reality, bending the laws of physics to his will. Fear, cold and paralyzing, threatened to consume Dohyuk. But he fought back, clinging to the embers of defiance that flickered within his soul. He had come too far, endured too much, to surrender now. He would face this god. He would defy him.
I will not let them down. I will not let their sacrifice be in vain.
Dohyuk drew strength from the memory of his fallen comrades, from the unwavering belief of those who still fought by his side.
You fight with the tenacity of a cornered rat, but your struggle is futile. You are nothing but an insect before me, destined to be crushed beneath my heel.
We may be insects, but even insects can bite, and we will not go down without a fight.
So be it. Come then, little insect. Show me what you are capable of.
The air crackled with anticipation as the two figures circled each other, predators sizing up their prey. The fate of the world, the survival of humanity, hung precariously in the balance. The clash, when it came, was nothing short of earth-shattering. Mayhab moved with terrifying speed and power, his blows capable of leveling mountains. Dohyuk, relying on his agility and cunning, danced around the god of steel's attacks, seeking an opening, a weakness to exploit. Each parry, each near miss, sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield, throwing combatants from both sides off their feet. The ground cracked and groaned under the strain, threatening to swallow them whole. Despite his best efforts, Dohyuk was fighting a losing battle. Mayhab was simply too powerful. Every blow that landed, every near miss, chipped away at Dohyuk's dwindling reserves of strength. Yet Dohyuk refused to yield. He would fight until his very last breath. He would show this god that even mortals possessed an unbreakable spirit. As Dohyuk stumbled back, his vision blurring, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. A wave of fresh energy, potent and invigorating, washed over the battlefield. Dohyuk's heart soared as he recognized the source of this surge of power, his people. They had arrived. From the depths of the ravaged city, a tide of humanity surged forth, their voices raised in a defiant roar that echoed across the shattered landscape. They were not warriors, not soldiers, but ordinary people driven by an unwavering belief in their leader, in their shared dream of a better tomorrow. The sight of his people, their faces etched with determination and hope, reignited the fire within Do-hyuk's soul. He was not alone. He would not fall. Not today. Drawing strength from the unwavering support of his people, Do-hyuk launched himself at Mayhab, his attack imbued with the collective will of humanity. The god of steel, caught off guard by this sudden surge of power, staggered back, his eyes widening in surprise. For the first time since the battle had begun, doubt flickered in Mayhab's eyes. He had underestimated these mortals, underestimated their resilience, their unwavering belief in their leader. He had made a grave mistake. Do-hyuk pressed his advantage, his attacks growing fiercer, fueled by the hope that surged through him. The tide of the battle had turned. The dawn of victory was at hand. S1. Media. Battle turning in favor. Hero gaining upper hand in fight. Triumphant moment in combat. Mayhab. You may have taken everything from me. You may have brought this world to the brink of destruction. But you will never break our spirit. We will never surrender.